Hello everyone, my name is Derek and welcome to Gear on the Go. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Step 22 Gear Tenkile Tech Pouch in detail. We're going to go over its features and design. I'm going to show you how I use it whenever I take it on trips. So let's take a closer look at the pouch. Alright, so let's start off with the exterior of the pouch. So overall size here, we have 9 inches across, or 22.9 centimeters. We have 4.75 inches this way, or 19.1 centimeters, and 5.5 inches tall, or 14 centimeters. This is rated for 2.4 liter capacity, and it's worth noting that this is also available in the grande size, which is a 9.6 liter pouch, could hold full-size cameras, etc., and it's a little bit bigger. So as far as the external features of the pouch, it does come available in 2 different colorways. So you have the multicam black, it's like this, 1000 denier, Cordura nylon. Or you also have it available in what they call their tread weave pattern. It's also a 1000D nylon, just has a different kind of texture to it. Another nice feature about the tech pouch is it is padded on all 6 sides, so it's definitely going to protect whatever technology you have in here. So on the top of the pouch, you do have the grab handle, which also has a Velcro patch on the very top with the Step 22 Gear logo. And you're able to write on this patch if you have multiple, that way you can label what's inside. So on the back of the pouch, you do have 3 rows of MOLLE-compatible webbing, which is over this rubberized layer called their crawl material, which is coated, rugged, all-weather layer. It's just a more waterproof layer. Anyway, it's compatible with their hook it system. Just these little clips in here, you can feed it through the MOLLE. It's nice and secure. You can feed it up through the MOLLE and then it gives you a handle so you can hook up like a shoulder strap or something to clip on the back of a seat. Choice is yours. I don't personally use them, but they're there if you need them. All around the pouch, you do have these YKK zippers. You have number 8 racket coil right here and number 5 racket coil here in the front, as well as on the inside. So you do get these reflective zipper pulls. They do have this little bead, so it allows you to get a nice grip on it even if you're wearing gloves, in order to zip things closed and open. Okay, in the very front pouch, you do get a USB pass-through. So what you could do is you could put a battery bank in here. You could feed the cable out here. It's all covered by this, so it doesn't get any additional moisture or water in there. Additionally, on the front, you do get the Step 22 Gear pouch. It gives you all your product information. All right, so getting into the pouch, you do have this diagonal zipper. Unzip it all the way, and it folds open. And it kind of gives you a shelf or a workspace to work with. So inside, they do have their Illumiclean Antron gray material. They have a whole bunch of different words on their website, but they just have this gray material. It's a little bit more water resistant. So additionally, on the inside, they have a couple of zippered mesh pouches. So on this face, I have one here. This one's just a regular mesh pocket, semi-translucent, so you can see what's inside. Then on the front face of the pouch, you do have this one here. And this is your pass-through pocket. So if you look at the front here, it goes all the way through the bag. So what you could do is you could put your battery bank in here, feed your cable out through the front, and you're able to charge your devices. So on the most internal pocket, there is an SD card zipper pull. So what you could do is you can pull this open. You could store an additional micro SD card in there. Okay, on the top of the pouch, you do have these SD card holders. They're just little pockets that you can put SD cards in. And then there's also these little Velcro stickers. So if you have a full SD card or one that's ready to go, you can always flip these tapes over and you can flip them as you're working if you're using this as a camera bag. And kind of the main feature of this pouch is all these different dividers. So these dividers do float so they can move around. You can fit your different size gear in here. If you don't want all 4, you can unvelcro them from the middle. And there's a little spot here on the side. You can fold this in, and now you just have a little pocket on the side instead of a full-on divider. So with them floating, you just need to keep in mind that if you have smaller gear in here, they could slip underneath. All right, so for a more camera-related loadout, so inside here, Let's have a Insta360 X4. Osmo Pocket 3. Have their DJI mic system here for the mic 2. And in the back I just have a light. You can fit full-size camera lenses. This is a Sigma 16mm lens. It fits in here, but it takes up a ton of the room. So for stuff like this or more like full-size cameras, I'd recommend getting the Grande Tech Pouch. In the front here, let's have some of the accessories for the Osmo Pocket 3. That's a little tripod, the external battery, as well as the wind muff for the mic, and it's a little clip-on plate. Then the front, I have a battery bank as well as a cable. Okay, so now I want to show you guys how I use the Tenkile Tech Pouch. So I primarily got this pouch to transport my brand new mini CPAP around. So on the inside here, I picked up the ResMed Air Mini. This is a fantastic little CPAP. It's not much bigger than a smartphone. And it's able to fully support all my CPAP settings. Put that over there in the corner. And obviously for the CPAP you have to have your hose. I also have the adapter here. There we go. I also have the adapter for the Air Mini. And I use a full face mask. I use the ResMed AirFit F20 large size. That's able to fit right here in the divider. And I also have the factory power supply. It's a pretty large brick, but it still fits in here no problem. In this front pocket here, I have one of the Humidex humidifiers. This is honestly what makes the CPAP worth traveling with. I haven't noticed much of a difference between this and my full-size machine as long as this is installed. And then in the very front pocket here, I have a couple of these CPAP mask wipes, just to help keep things clean whenever I'm on the road. And it all fits perfectly in the regular size Tenkile Tech Pouch. So additionally up top here, in these little slots, I have a couple of extra little clasps just for my CPAP, just in case these things snap. I've had that happen once on the road and it's always good to have spares. And additionally, in a second pouch here, I just have an Apple AirTag. As far as pros for the pouch, I do really like this compact size. It is available in that Grande size if you need, but this normal size is perfect for me. It's able to easily fit in a travel backpack. A suitcase. Or a duffel. Another pro is the build quality. They use top-notch materials and everything is extremely premium on this pouch. Then another pro is the functionality of the pouch. It's able to fold open. You get that working shelf. So you're able to have like this little bit of a workspace here, which I think is fantastic for my use. So I'm able to put my CPAP mask or my CPAP hose in here while I'm getting my stuff set up. So as far as cons for the pouch, I can only really think of two. The first one just being, if you're using these dividers and you have smaller gear, you could potentially lose it into a different compartment. It could slide around underneath there. And then the only other con I could think of is price. This is a fairly expensive pouch, but I think for the build quality, materials, and features that you get with it, it's totally worth the price. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Consider liking and subscribing for future travel-related content just like this. Stay safe out there and have a wonderful day.